Here we are at the South London Gallery in Camberwell to see Oscar Murillo's first major solo UK exhibition. The title of the show, If I Was to Draw a Line, This Journey Started Approximately 400 kilometres north of the equator, refers to the global position of the place where Oscar Murillo was born, 400 kilometres from the equator, in a small town in central Colombia. We came here a few days ago for the press view, but the nature and position of some of the materials in the show are in a state of constant change. So, what are we going to find in here now? On first glance, it's a bit of a muddle. Stuff everywhere. Strewn on the floor, scattered on the tabletops. It's a mess of sorts. It would be easy to say no one's bothered to clear up. What's the point of putting this in an exhibition? Well, it's complicated and it's simple at the same time. The complicated bits are the different issues that are multi-layered here. The simple bit is that you could say all of this, to a great extent, is autobiographical. Like most important artists and their works, Murillo is winding us up, getting us to feel in response to what he does, getting us to think, and by laying stuff on the floor for us to tramp all over, he's also getting us to interact with his materials. Our footprints are adding to the stuff which he'll use to make his next works for his next exhibitions. There's a playfulness to this collaborative recycling process, and an underlying material resourcefulness. Some mimicry of ancient South American sculptural shapes. Fertility goddesses become vessels for chess. The poker beer bottle tops banged flat to become chips for the board game. Get it? Poker chips. These tabletops were in his Art Basel installation earlier this year, stomped on by the art audience. And over there, the pulp paper on the floor are recycled drawings and artworks. Over here, maybe he's showing us stuff from his Colombian home. Food mincers with corn, some cooked, some raw. Last week, this was beginning to smell slightly fermented, but I've just heard that it's been renewed since then, so no chance of maggots or flies. Murillo is giving us a rich narrative. The corn, the mincers. You have to mush the food down into the grinder with your fingers. It's a gooey, tactile process. And all that childlike play is a bit surreal. The cement bucket used for cornmeal, these childhood memories. There's some kind of family nurturing, a domestic, collective, cultural, industrial activity. Practical building, stuff, and making do. Then strung through with these shiny traces of transitory art world. Maybe there's a South American play on Proust's Madeleine, the taste of the little sponge cake that transported Proust back to his aunt's room on Sunday mornings. For Murillo, these buckets of corn and the line of food wrappers, notes, and occasional scuffed images leads us along a taste line 400 kilometres from the equator, triggering his memories. And then there's the thing about money. Right now, Murillo is flying high enough for us to say that he's the hottest ticket in London's art market today. This is his work called Lottery. It's all about commerce, marketing, money, having and not having, and maybe some irony here too. Some playing the art world game layered into this show. These are his lottery tickets, available to buy for £2,500 each. And right next door to these rows of expensive tickets, there's a film of Ramon, a 48-year-old Colombian lottery ticket seller. He walks the streets trying to sell tickets best he can. Are you feeling awkward yet? I am. A little bit of greed and some guilt right next to each other. Complicated and simple, all at the same time. I think it's safe to say that Murillo's playing with us in a number of different ways.